Hello everyone, we've got another game that's for our Is It RPGMaker series, and this time it's even more obvious that it's not RPGMaker because it's fully 3D rendered, but I wanted to pick this game because, man oh man, it sure plays like an RPGMaker game.
How rude.
Yeah,
But true.
yeah. I mean, you look at the scores of this game, so this game's already been very successful, so this is another one of those times where we're punching up and it doesn't really matter what we say because they've already succeeded.
Yep.
But,
They don't care what our amazing, I don't know, 40 something sub channel. 50, are we in the 50s?
60,
60.
I
Oh,
think.
pretty sweet. We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this game in particular has a lot going for it because obviously the art is like awesome and stuff. And it even has a history of being a comic from the 90s or something, which I actually had no idea about when I got it.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of history with the franchise. I found out about the comic pretty late. I didn't find it out during, but I found out about it, years after, and then bought the collection on, I think it was Comixology or something, and read the whole thing. I got into it because Red Monica has big titties, which shows how much the comic art can help.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
so I was
this
like, oh, Red
character here.
Monica. Yeah,
It's funny they don't show
yeah.
her off as much in the screenshots here. Although I
They
think if I
nerfed her boobies too. They nerfed the boobie size
oh
for
really?
sure, very intentionally. But yeah, so I was a fan of it, and then I found out the comic ends. I think it was issue 10. Went on a cliffhanger because Joe Mad, was the lead artist, Joe Madureira, well known comic legend. He I think he decided to go to the game industry, which was his company is Airship Syndicate, the company that made this game,
Oh okay.
and they went they're somewhere I think I applied to them at some point, but anyway, yeah, so they had this, that happened and it went on a super long hiatus. And then there was this big cliffhanger. And, then because I was a fan of this comic, I don't know how, maybe the algorithm, I found a Kickstarter for this game. And it said, when you kickstart this game, you also get, I think, issues 10 through 13 automatically as part of the Kickstarter, up to a certain tier, or at a certain tier, obviously. And so I got that tier. I Kickstarted this game, and then I didn't play it because by the time it came out, I kind of forgot about it, and the other games had kind of gotten to my interest. But I think the actual issue 10 came out, I don't know, a few months ago, finally.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so I mean, this Kickstarter
Jeez.
was like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
something, so it took a while.
I mean the game came out
Yeah.
5 years ago, so
Oh, did it? Okay, so the
yeah.
Kickstarter was like 10, like not I don't know, 7 years ago. It was in Kickstarter development for a while.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, and Joe Mad didn't even do the art. But I will say, someone else did the art called Ludo Lulabi, who I found out about because of the World of Warcraft comic, and I really liked his style. And then I found out and I figured I liked this style because it's similar to Joe Mad's. And then I guess I find out that Joe Mad probably picked Ludo to do the comics, the issue 10 and up, because they have similar styles, which I'm guessing Ludo, was inspired by Joe Mad. So that was cool. So I think I read issue 10, and I'm glad because art can really make a comic for me. I mean, I've definitely seen some of my favorite comics purely for the art. I've definitely seen some of my favorite comics I lost interest in because the artist they got to do the next few issues I did not like. So I was happy with how they did this in that sense. But yeah, when the game came out, I think I ended up eventually, and I was bored one night. I think I played it for a few minutes, and I was like, oh, it's just some like generic JRPG. So
Yeah. I think I,
I
I,
was
I
like,
stalked your I stalked your Steam and I think it said like 49 minutes or something.
oh, there we go.
So for me, let's see, I have my numbers off to the side here. My number is 4.6 hours. That's how much I played it.
Whoa.
So my history of the game is I don't remember how I became aware of it. I think it's just one of those things where it's like people are like, "Look at this game, it's so cool." And the JRPG aspect of it was interesting to me and sort of like cuz this was around the time when I was like starting to do RPG Maker stuff. Actually, I guess this must have been in the middle of it or some years into it. And so I was like, "Oh, like let me play a game that's like not, you know, a traditional Japanese RPG made by some, I guess, Westerners or whoever. See how they've like advanced the fucking formula, What have they done?
You're more of a fan than me. You put more hours. You put 10 times the amount of time in this.
Yeah. So, but I didn't get the game. I had to look up through my history to see how this worked out. I don't remember paying. This game cost $30. Let's point that out, which I think is a fair price for the amount of art
Yeah.
and the amount of content. But we'll talk about how long the content is, and why that's a problem actually. but
Okay, fair enough.
it says I got the game on April 6th in 2020, which I assume it must have been on sale. Like I can't go back far enough in time to look at the prices here, but like it goes on sale pretty often. I don't know if I spent $7.50 on it. I want to say I either got a free code from somewhere because it was on my wish list, and so it was always on my mind. So when some free code offer came up, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that." Either that
Okay, maybe
or
Humble Bundle, yeah, or something
yeah,
like that.
or Humble Bundle or something. But Steam says retail, which I guess means I spent $7.50 on it. Cause
Can I see when I bought it on mine?
yeah, October 3rd. What'd you say? 2017?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it the day it came out. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense if you had the Kickstarter.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. It's hey, it's released. But here's your code.
Yeah, but for me, it was like 3 years later. I waited because it wasn't
Okay,
super high on my priorities. And
fair
then I
enough.
played it, and I was like, and then it's just been sitting there ever since. And that
Yeah.
was in. It says I played in April 30th, 2020, which I don't remember playing it at that time, but I guess I must have.
You
I,
did
I
it.
I had assumed I acquired the game and then like didn't play it for like years, but
Oh, okay.
I guess I played it fairly recently. But I haven't played it at all since uh, 2020, so it's been 3 years because
Yes.
I have had no interest in playing it again. But it makes for a good episode because it's like we'll show like look at this. It's just an RPG Maker game basically.
Yes. Though I believe it is Unity, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think
Which is hilarious with all that drama.
yeah,
So,
Unity drama. But
yep,
yeah,
we'll see.
the
They can
scores are
recover the ground.
positive. I guess JRPG people feel that it succeeds at being a JRPG, and all that means. You've got
Yeah, I mean,
people.
it is what it's promised to be, right? So you
Yeah,
can't really fault it for that. I mean, even if I was like, I don't really want to play it, I'd still give it a decent score because it isn't what it's not, right? It is what it
yeah.
is.
Look at this, 70 hours. It's a beautiful game. It's like yeah, just like,
That's all you can say about it. It looks good. It's like, yeah,
and I'm gonna say like within like the first hour, even if we're probably gonna skip through the story a little bit because, or go fast at least because I don't think it's that long. If it's that long, then we'll go faster. But I
sure.
feel like the story doesn't matter, at least in the
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah, I think I mostly skipped the story.
Cause and then it goes straight into like JRPG shit like right away, and it's like oh, and then it's like is this the whole game? And the answer is yes, as far as I know.
So
Uh,
you didn't beat it though, right?
no, of
You just
course not. I was in
like
like the first
house rules.
fucking area still.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
I don't think I even got Red Monica.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how deep she is in the game, but I think all I have is Guts here, and the big robot and the girl with the gloves. Oh, this is a
Yep.
picture of them right here. Because I think you just start off with these guys.
Yes.
But
So
yeah,
I didn't actually look up the game much after I stopped. So I'm actually pretty in the dark, which is good. Makes it more
yeah.
interesting. So
And yeah, the Guts thing, that was another thing I wanted to mention about why I felt it was an RPG Maker game, because I had to do research on this later on, but I guess both this comic and Berserk, the manga, are older than I realized, and they both kind of started pretty close to each other, like within a few months. Because I was like,
oh really?
how RPG Maker that they have a guy that's like a ripoff of an anime character, but I don't remember what I found out, but they're pretty close to each other, so it could just be like coincidence that
Yeah.
there's this guy that looks so similar. He looks so similar to the guy from Berserk.
I
Like it's
guess he kind of does, but big, yeah, big scarf, big armor scarf man with
and
short hair.
his ridiculous sword that he has.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I always noticed. I mean, I guess right here it doesn't look so ridiculous, but I feel like in some of the
They're nerfing size and everything in
yeah,
this game. Damn it. First Red Monica's booties and now Garrison's sword. How
yeah.
dare they?
So that's always funny. And yeah, this company has been doing pretty good. They got to make the same game again for League of Legends.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is even more positive, I think, in more numbers because they had probably a bigger budget.
Yeah, and they had a
So
league license with it. So
so this formula works. But then look at this. This game I don't think is based on League, but has even more reviews. Maybe the reviews are higher because it's divisive, and that's more encouragement for people to, um, leave a review. But it suggests
maybe.
that they have more sales because they're not a JRPG anymore. This is an actual action game.
I was gonna say that's maybe they're not quite there with the design on that. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of my cynical take, is that like you can get away with making a basic ass JRPG and all these JRPG fans will play it, but as soon as you make an actual action game, like people are gonna immediately tear your game up and be like, no.
Yeah, they'll actually be critical. Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, and also I guess this is a unique IP, so I guess there's that too, because both of these are licensed. They have a
Yes.
built-in fan base that's gonna automatically love the game because it's beautiful.
You know, it does seem, man. Sometimes it is pretty brutal trying to just start a new IP and get people. Because especially because everyone does the whole like 3D Disney style now. Like
Yeah,
I don't know if Overwatch. I don't think Overwatch is the first game, but that's the game that comes to mind. But you look at Overwatch, you look at Paladins, you look at Apex Legends, Wayfinder. This style of Disney 3D. I think I don't know. Maybe people are like, when I see this style, I instantly just assume it's either A, part of an expansion to a game I already know of, or B, some whack random game I have no interest in. So you know what I mean? I actually like this art style, but when I see it, I just instantly assume, yeah, it's some new franchise trying to make its mark by copying the style, or it's some franchise I don't care about. So
yeah.
maybe other people are starting to feel that way.
Starting to play it out a little bit.
And once you kind of go into hard, more strict, more complicated design decisions for games, yeah, that you do kind of open yourself up to criticism, which is fine. Maybe they were getting, hey, let's stop just making a bunch of generic JRPGs with good art assets. Maybe they actually decided, yeah, let's try, and that's almost
Yeah,
why RPGMaker is so popular, right? It's because that formula is so repeatable,
yeah.
and people who are doing it know they wouldn't want to risk, making an actual game.
And it's so easy because you don't have to worry about things like having fun movement or like
Yep.
there's so much polish that happens whenever you have like an actual like real time game.
It's true.
And by being turn based, you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
Nope. This is true. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did no idea Wayfinder was Airship Syndicate. Honest, I'd seen it here and there, but it happened what I said, which is I just saw the Overwatch style of art, and I said,
Yeah,
I had no idea it was maybe Airship Syndicate.
I actually didn't know either. I just opened their, clicked on this to see because I wanted to
Yeah,
find this game, and I was like, they made this game? Oh, this game's been in the news lately where people are kind of on it.
sure, but it has a ton of reviews, so
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the
yeah,
other thing.
I
It's like,
guess
look at
yeah,
this. All of a sudden, it's even more reviews than this. It's like, whoops. Maybe
yep,
that JRPG formula is niche for a reason. It's like it's a niche and they love it, but then it's like, well, you can make more sales if you make an actual action game.
yep.
I mean, for these
Hopefully,
guys, they have budget, they have talented people, like they have programmers, they have a real
yeah,
game engine. They could make a game like that.
they're big enough after what is it, Battle Chasers. So
Yeah.
that's yeah, because that was I think their I'm pretty sure it was their first project. So they were pretty small when Battle Chasers. I think they had 10 employees, 11 employees when
Oh
Battle
wow.
Chasers was being made. It was very small at the time, yeah. So it was
Wow.
bare minimum, right? It was like one of each discipline and then HR.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
good on them, but I'm gonna probably be complaining about their game design a lot here. So, so,
sure.
so we'll
Oh, it's
see.
it's early access though, so
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
that also doesn't help them in terms of sales, but and yet they have more numbers, right?
I will
Because
say, looking at the reviews, it seems like a lot of complaints are toward its functionality, not necessarily its gameplay design. Which should
mm,
hopefully, right? Maybe I mean that's not good, but maybe if they fix the server stability issues and stuff by release, the actual game is fun. That could be the
oh,
case.
okay,
I'm just skimming, right? But if that is the case, then hey, that's not the worst thing.
yeah,
Just build a data center in or what is it, hire out a data center in Europe and stuff like that.
yeah.
So maybe. Anyway,
Anyways, time to jump into this thing,
sure.
this RPG Maker game that we
Chase some
found.
battles. I will say the little footage they show of the dungeon crawling is kind of cool. There's actually you have overworld map skill, I should say, like Breath of I don't know. I mean, but Breath of Fire people who play Breath of Fire. That's a thing that happens in Breath of Fire. You have
Oh,
skills in your overworlds.
and like you change your party leader, and they have different skills.
Correct.
Oh, I don't even. There's so little I remember about this game. I don't recall overworld stuff. All right, we're gonna start from the beginning because even though I've played this game before, apparently it always plays this animation at the beginning, which I guess is good for the stream because it's a cool cinematic, that we want to show off. Yeah. But I would be pretty annoyed as a player because it's like you have to press this button to skip it.
Oh. Oh wait, right. Oh yeah, I see nothing.
You don't see anything?
I do not.
Oh.
Good thing I waited until our breaking. Loud noises.
Loud noises. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this audio is clipping. Like, by design, I've already turned it down, so...
Yeah. No, it's my studio.
Yeah, that's what you need in your RPG Maker game. Super high budget animations. Yeah. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning so we can be the same as our usual format. But also because I think there's a lot to say about how this game starts out. Alright. A new game. And I think the last time I played it, I played it on hard mode, so I'm not going to not do that. This is a lesson I'm learning in life, is that a lot of games have, like... I mean, like, unfortunately, there's no way to know, but, like...
Yeah.
Games don't... Oh, there's...
The great warrior and leader of men, Aramis, vanished.
VO!
Left behind were his mighty gauntlets. Artifacts of...
I mean, whatever. People can read it. We can keep talking.
Their wielder,
or do let it play out. All right,
I mean, you can hear it, right?
I can hear it, yeah.
Also left behind was his daughter, Gully.
But yeah...
But, I don't care about game story.
Setting in motion the events
yeah, I was kind of shocked that this talks about this person's gauntlets. It's like the first thing. Like, what?
Into the company
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's Joe Mad Art. Hell yeah.
But yeah,
hard
hard
modes,
modes, it's just like, it's not, hard modes it just makes like games with questionable design worse. Like it doesn't make it better in most cases.
I read a Reddit thread, I don't know, an hour or so before we started, about a guy saying, it's a Reddit thread of those who start on hardest difficulty, why? It's kind of funny, how topical.
As quickly as
yeah, to me, I like to. I'm one of those guys, but it really depends on the game, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the game. Like, you have to have faith that the design is going to be improved by being on hard mode, which is... I don't know. I guess for those of us who want to play on hard, it's actually a foolish notion, and that's kind of what I've been learning in life, is that a lot of hard modes are just lazy. They're just like, oh, things do more damage, and like... They haven't
really quick. By the way, is our voice getting? Is it hard to hear us because of the game audio? Or should we like mute the audio while it plays?
Oh fuck! Every time I click on that, it fucking
minimizes.
Yeah. I'm looking at the levels, and I think the levels are fine.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so the hard. It's funny because I have the perfect example, right? So I play StarCraft 2 out the gate on brutal, which is the hardest difficulty because I trust my actions per minute, which is like the RTS thing or my APM. I trust it, and I trust I can solve it all, so I do it. But in Resident Evil, I tried it, and I just told let's just finish. I'll do it after. I'll continue.
With what? It's a stealth ship.
This is stealth?
I don't remember this at all. I must have skipped it.
It's always on me.
Must have pressed start too hard. Oh, I mean, I kind of remember
How
this.
easy they've got it.
We're being boarded.
Guts.
Charlie, get below deck.
You break easier than I do, remember? More incoming, port side. Oh no!
Gully, what? I've got you. All right, Red. Looks like it's just me and, figures.
This is how you keep a reasonable budget, but still have some animations. This is pretty common now. You'll see it's like high quality animatics almost, or high quality storyboarding.
Yeah.
It's pretty common. But anyway, about the hard thing. So I played Resident Evil 2 Remake on hard for first playthrough, and that game is all about exploration. And I figured that the game hardcore is designed around knowing where everything you need is, so you don't go off exploring areas that you don't need to, or killing a bunch of zombies and realize there's nothing at the end of it, or spending more ammo to get somewhere than you got for going there. So once I determined that, I decided to replay it. I restarted as normal, and then and also there's limited saves in Resident Evil 2, so you know what I mean. So for that game, I chose not to start. But for games I go, oh, I know I can body this game. I know I trust my actions and I trust all that stuff. I trust my gamer skill. I'll play honest. So versus not. Anyway,
I guess there's no difficulty. It looks like so. Whoops. Oh, I punched the ground. Why is there
overworld skills?
Yeah. So here's this game. We start off when we're just walking around as one person. So yeah, I definitely question this opening. Like, did that make sense to someone who's read the comics of like, what the fuck is going on?
A little bit, yeah. I honestly don't remember the comic that well. Well, here's the thing about the comic. I mostly just read Garrison and read Monica's part. I didn't really care about, because I don't like kids.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't read much of the Gully's stuff. I kind of skipped through Gully. I'm not a very good reader in that sense, but I'm openly admitting that. So in that sense, the Gauntlet and stuff, I do remember a little bit about it. But honestly, I think this part of the story is pretty. I think it's an integral, right? It's like it's an event during the comic. It's not after the comic or anything like that. So,
yeah, I have no idea. To me, it's just like, I don't like having an action sequence that's in, animatic form is not the best place for a high action scene.
Sure.
But it seems like they've written it in that, maybe, I don't know, maybe they got kind of like a budget cut and realized, oh, we can't just keep fully animating everything.
Yes.
So they wanted to open with like some exciting thing. But like, because otherwise I'm like, why are we starting a story like this? You'd have a scrolling text talking about these gauntlets, and like, then this opening that's just like, oh, our pirate ship is blown out of the sky with all these characters we have. At least as someone who's not read the comics, I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I guess the idea is you're going to get to see these characters one by one because they're all separated somehow, even though they all fell into the same portal.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do the typical JRPG thing of starting off with a character and then picking up people as we go.
Yep.
And for some reason, Goalie is the main character, which I didn't realize would be a thing.
Not Sword Man.
Not Sword Man.
Yes. Are you feeling better? You've been resting for
Also,
a few
this
hours.
giant robot is a healer, I think, or something, or a support guy, which is very confusing to me.
Because
I
it should be a
guess I wasn't
beefcake.
completely prepared for that cannon blast.
Yeah.
Was I dreaming, or did you leap off the ship to catch me?
I did.
How'd we make it down in one piece?
Nolan. We fell through a portal he opened, placing us on the ground with only minor injuries.
Then what happened to him?
We don't know.
In Garrison? Monica?
Garrison fell through the portal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
voice acting. We don't have to read through it. I was like,
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say,
"You're
like,
not
this
reading it." Second.
this party of people is so, like, different, varied. that I'm just like, well,
It's-
how the hell did these
yeah.
people even become friends? Like, what is happening?
It's in the comics somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, couldn't have picked a better starting point? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
how does the comic start? Like, I assume with Garrison being, like, a mercenary and then meeting people on some mission, like, something more simplistic. But I don't know. I guess they wanted, you said it's an interquel. I guess they wanted to give fans of the comic something. I guess that's hard to
Yeah,
say.
something like that. And there is a part where the stories split up. It's Garrison and Monica is the whatever B plot, and then Gully, Nolan, and Bretto is the A plot or something like that. So there's a bit of that too. It's honestly though, it's been a long time. I don't remember honestly. That one.
Yeah.
Then let's get moving. They could be hurt.
Garrison already
Now you could
moved
argue
to
that
search for them.
the story should not be only for people who read the comic, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's been nitpicky, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my problem playing the game. I was like,
I'm so
this
lazy.
story isn't
We
really
don't have
doing
any time
anything
to
to bring
waste.
me in. I just feel like I'm super, because I had no idea this even was a comic. So I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
this is just like throwing me into something. I guess that made it feel even more like an RPGMaker game, because it's like the amateur thing to do is to have these characters you love and then like not really know how to write, how to introduce them or write a story. So it's just like, here's all these characters. Ugh.
That is the hardest part. People mess that up. Amateur novel writers do the same thing. I want to show off all these characters, but I can't introduce them organically. Info dump prologue.
Yeah. So he can heal, huh? Oh, I already did that. Thanks. I'm already doing that. I already did it. Thank you. What does her skill do, though? Ground smash. Carries over into combat. Also breaks weak walls. How do you get charges back from sleeping? I guess I skipped those
I
screens
think
too
it's
fast.
fast. Yeah, I believe
Because
so.
I was like going too fast. Because I was like, I'm already pushing the button. Don't tell me what to do. Look out. Okay, I'll look out. Oh, no? Okay.
Chug a lug lug. JRPG.
Oh, I guess I was supposed to go that way to get this chest. Damn it. Damn it.
And I do not remember this much at all. I remember the first town a little bit, but this is kind of blind to me. I guess I should say I do remember the thing crashing.
Yeah, I remember the crash, and I remember, like, I get Sword Guy, and, like, oh, parts, there's a crafting system? Alright. And
I'm
then,
not
like,
going too angry at this game. We're already like,
yeah. But I
a
remember,
little
like,
more friend.
pretty much immediately gives us a dungeon to, like, delve into. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, though. Why? Oh, we get to fight things? Alright, we get to talk about this combat system.
Yeah.
So, as I recall, this combat system, the way it works is... Oh, look at that. They have default attack and defend in a menu. Something I switched to recently.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is actually pretty... I actually kind of like how fast and simple this menu is and how everything's open automatically. But I still have to
Good
press
UI.
A to go in. I can't, like, press right. Alright. So as I recall, so there's 10 overcharge, right?
Yeah.
Which basically makes you have, like, more mana than you can have. Which I find a very questionable, like, design thing to do because... Wait, it says how much? Oh, 14 damage? 16 damage! Like, it's...
mana.
It's getting into the same thing where it's like... A lot of JRPGs are doing it's just like encouraging me to auto attack over like using actual
Yes.
abilities. Like 20 mana for this, 22 damage.
Yeah, especially
least-
for some chump random encounter. I guess it's forced, but it's the difficulty of random encounter.
Not like that, but like my default attack does other things, like increase damage taken.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll build up some overcharge, so I can.
But it only lasts the fight, right?
Yeah, I think so. But here's the thing: why is he going again? He's the
His
healer, right?
speed? Is his speed too sick?
So now that I've, you know, done that overcharge, now I can heal this person without it costing something. And now this will be free too.
I will say this: the 2D art of the background is also very common of the new 3D Disney style. If you just showed me the ground, I would assume this is League of Legends art because it looks identical to League of Legends art. But it's good. It looks good, but it's just a bit very common.
Yeah.
Experience.
Battle backs. Continue? Oh, it's doing the JRPG thing where you have to show a bunch of shit. Yeah, that's something I've been trying to minimize, is going into those screens and having a lot of screens. It's like there's a lot of plugins that people use that like increase the amount of shit that you have to get through for each battle, but I'm just like whatever, it's a trash fight. Just don't break them. Don't break the flow. Don't break immersion for that. Let's see. Garrison went northeast looking for Monica and Nolan. We should head in that direction. I'm sure they're fine, but we should hurry just in case. Acknowledged. Alright, and now we got a world map type thing. I can't go off this path, though. Inspect? Not anymore, okay. There's a chest over there, but I'm just like, just give me more dudes for my party. Oh man, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going, I guess. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Alright. It's one bat. See, look at this. Straight RPGMaker. We're fighting bats and slimes as our first enemies. Unbelievable. I think that's why I remember feeling like, oh no, when I played this game. Fighting bats and slimes.
Very, very derp.
But she's gonna go before he goes, so I'm not gonna be able to heal
In combat.
And I'm not gonna be able to get this overcharge that I built up. Okay, I can press B to skip this, I guess, so that's nice. I don't need a gigantic Excel sheet explaining the results of the battle every time I fucking fight one bat.
What you did during the airship battle, shielding the cannon blast.
You would have done the same for me.
Maybe, but with messier results. You're a brave kid, but remember, we don't fully understand the power of your father's gauntlets. You have to be more careful with them.
Is her father that old man that was on the ship?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's just a...
Had no choice.
No, I guess not.
I believe he was trying to thank you. Have you found any sign of Monica or Nolan?
I haven't. And this village looks long abandoned. There are lights on the horizon. To the east. Might be a town.
We should investigate. If they survived, they likely headed that direction.
What do you mean if? Nolan saved us. He can save himself. And Monica too.
You're probably right. Let's go find them.
Yay, more party members. Oh, I can't do those things in the overworld? Okay. I was trying to use the heal spell. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm supposed to read all these things in order to know what's going on. But again, like, I think we've talked about this in the past, which is like, that shouldn't be like how your story's told.
Yeah.
You should figure out how
encyclopedia.
to weave things into the story.
Yeah. Oh, now it tells you about it.
Oh yeah. Regular actions. And use for bonus effects. Oh, okay. So even more
I will
reason.
say, yeah, that's a nice little change from just the generic RPG.
It's
RPG stuff.
it's something, but
It's still not much because it's still a turn-based game, so you know you're
Well,
still kind of just pressing a menu. But
I mean, my problem is still just that it's encouraging you to auto attack, which is like,
yeah,
Like-
that's fair. That's fair.
like why do we have why we already auto attack too much in every JRPG? Like, why are you falling? Why are you encouraging this behavior?
Yeah.
More singular slimes. So, can I hold spacebar? Oh, I can't. So, it's missing that piece of important RPG Maker design, is that you can hold one button and rush through all of your turns. So you can effectively skip the combat because the combat is boring.
Yeah, it's always funny when games are designed. You know, I think about that like with World of Warcraft, where it says experience bonus. It's like, oh, you're rewarding me by making me not play the game as much because it sucks. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great reward.
Okay, so here's the town. Let's bang on a few doors. Alright, so this one.
You're the townsmith?
Hey, who the hell are you?
That's a rough way to greet strangers.
Being strangers, you don't know how.
I suppose we're gonna learn.
Aye, skin's got to be thick to survive in a forsaken land like this one.
What? That's not what he said. He said land, not island.
And your hammer better be heavy.
Technical score.
Speaking of forsaken land, how did you lot end up here?
We came in on an airship. As we approached, pirates ambushed us.
Seems right enough. Though not quite pirates, as you see. Bandits. Simple as that.
I mean, what's the difference?
Just thugs full of hot air. But they've been a right pain in the arse recently.
Bandits.
Well, being bandits, that said, they're acting different, less scatterbrained. As a few of us left a bit worried.
We were separated from some friends during the battle.
And so here we have our usual RPG Maker thing of just like not really succinct, just back and forth. Like, oh, bandits. Why are there bandits? Oh, I don't know. They're not pirates. They're bandits. Just back and forth
We think they may
unnecessarily.
have them, or know where they are. We'd like to chat with them.
Chat. A few weaklings came by causing trouble last dawn. Chased them all. You can head that way.
If we don't,
Keep your head up. They must have a camp down there somewhere. Oh,
Let's chat?
I'll
No.
be here.
Maybe if you give me weapons and shit, but so you're saying I could just move on? I don't have to talk to these people, or wait, it says down, looks like. Okay. We shall go down. Down more? Can I do this? Oh, I can do this. Okay. I can only go this far, though. Alright. Battle. Oh, now there's a spider. In addition to there being a slime. Okay. Conserve your energy for more difficult fights, he says. Oh, whoops. I was getting ahead of myself there. Yeah, I gotta say there's a lot of overselling on these default attacks, too.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The
There's
camera slows down and
Yeah,
the zooms in. But stays in.
Yeah, it's like freeze frames and shit.
Yeah,
It's like, it's just a default attack. Like, calm down.
I agree. Give me the barely notice it's happening in Final Fantasy VII.
I guess I'll use an ability. Oh, I don't know. I guess I got so into just using fucking shit that. Up to 40. Yeah. What? It's not instant? Oh no. That makes it very questionable to use that. Oh, he attacked him. Perfect. He's the one I'm gonna heal. Oh, but you killed him. Knocked out. I just realized I'm knocking people out, not killing them. That's lame. I want to murder. Oh no! Now there's a bat. There's 2 bats and a slime.
And a
Oh my
slime.
god!
This is the yeah, because I'm thinking about comic story. It's so much more. What is that word? Deliberate, right? Everything is deliberate to the story, but when you make it a game, you have to flood it with a bunch of busy work because it's a video game. And this is what happens. You fight bats and slimes. It's all okay.
Fight bats and slimes.
Easy.
I guess one of these days we need to put on a game where... Well, unfortunately, I don't know how to tie it into the logic of it, but I was going to say something like Mass Effect, where it's like... Or like KOTOR, where it's like...
Is this RPGMaker?
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a fucking
question mark? Or is it going to become an RPG channel?
But, yeah, how to do story writing where it's like... Actually, like, engaging and, like, fundamentals of, like... Because the funny thing about BioWare games is... I don't really think that their writing is like untouchable or like that amazing. It's more just like basic fundamentals are in place where it's like you understand the stakes, you understand the danger, you feel like you understand every step of the journey. And like I don't know, I played KOTOR like a year ago, like replayed it, and like definitely there's like showing its age and like how stupid some things are and how like goofy the writing is, but I still enjoyed it because it's like it like tells you it tells the story properly, and like just the way the quests are just like oh shit, I know that that's important, I gotta do that. I understand like the danger of like these people and what their motives are. Every step of the way.
I was thinking about that too, because I mean, think about what people like about it. It's usually the character writing. It's not the universe, right? The universe is just whatever, and it's a sci-fi thing with aliens. But people go, "Oh, I love that character," right? The companions are usually the people that people love, and it's funny because there is a bit of a pulling the curtain behind the curtain, right? Because I think it was Ray Muzica or something, whatever. Not Ray, Drew. It's a Drew guy. He's like one of the lead writers. He also writes novels, but I think he's the lead writer of BioWare at the time. And he was saying that one of the most memorable characters in, I think it was KOTOR 2 or KOTOR 1, HK-47 or something like that, it's just Bender. They just copied Bender. It's a robot who just, is very sarcastic and insults you and calls you meatbags, and he just openly admitted, so we just copied Bender, and it's like the favorite character. So you know what I mean? It's their writing that was that impressive. They just copied Bender, and people are like, this is the greatest character in this game. Oh yeah, because you copied someone else's writing. Yeah, maybe they're a bit, maybe they're hacks.
Hacks, frauds. Oh, he died. God damn it! See, here's another problem. I'm trying to well, I screwed up at first because I mixed up my characters and I made the big guy attack instead of making him heal. But I can't heal now for free. I have to get into another fight and grind the basic attacks. I don't know. And I can't use my abilities on this screen for some reason. But yeah, writing isn't like super amazing. And it's funny you mentioned Bender, because I've actually been thinking about a game world where one of the characters would be based on Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's like the inspiration of one of the party members. Yeah, because it's like I just have a character that's like, I guess the idea is he's like Han Solo, because it's like a Star Wars type universe. He's Han Solo, but like if Han Solo wasn't like, I guess more realistic, maybe that's the way to put it, because he's just like a fucking guy. But, he's obviously not super handsome and charismatic like Harrison Ford. So I just want this guy to be like, oh good, you found another guy to play swords with. Just shoot him already.
Just shoot him.
One bat? What? I guess the thing I'm screwing up is I guess you're supposed to flee from battles that are a waste of time. I guess that's an important JRPG thing.
Maybe, yeah. Depends how you want to play. I remember my old boss on my old job said he never runs. He just wants to get experience points. For me, there's a point where I go, okay, I think I'm good. I'm done with this area. I'll get levels elsewhere. I'm just going to start running. I've definitely had that. I'm going to get bored, yeah.
So who am I controlling? I'm controlling Garrison. So like there's some randomness to who gets to go first. I don't know of any reason to attack one over the other. I guess maybe I'll try to like do some sort of AoE strategy here. I don't know. So that seems dumb. Like I just want to. Oh, you know what? I'm not even paying attention to turn order. I should have done that. Okay, the bat goes next though. So, and yeah, the default attack's instant, whereas the other attacks aren't. It's like, there's so much like making you want to do the default attack. Alright, so now this guy, the healing guy, you can heal this guy. And you can do Quake Fist. Yeah, these abilities just don't seem very good. So I'm just like, haste 10%? That's so little, I feel like. I guess we'll try it. But I mean... There you go, I healed you. Yay. Oh, is this a thing you could do? Oh. Oh. See, this is what I need.
This does remind me of funny, you know, in story writing, when you have a really well character-driven story, and then because it's high fantasy, they all of a sudden just start fighting a bunch of slimes or something, and you kind of go, man, why was this? Is this really necessary for the story? Is this? It's kind of boring, honestly. Just nameless slimes that don't matter.
Yeah.
So. Like Brandon Sanderson, you know, the guy who wrote Mistborn, he's, you know, probably the most modern, I don't want to say probably, definitely the most successful modern fantasy author. And he talks about when you don't know what you're doing, when you're kind of lost in the story, just, you know, throw some random dangerous event in. And I'm like, I guess. I mean, who am I to say? But I don't even know if he does it that much, honestly. He's just like, yeah, just make orcs attack, or ninjas attack. I said, is that really? But, you know, I don't know how much he actually does it. Like I said, maybe he's just saying it to help newer writers get something going. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that one of his classes.
You know, I was watching, some time ago, I was rewatching Beast Wars. And something I always found interesting about that show is I think they were kind of doing exactly what you're talking about, where it's like, okay, too much exposition, we need an action scene. Because
like, make some robots fight.
Because, like, that's, I mean, it's a kid's show, obviously. It's Transformers, for those who don't remember. And so you can only have you know, Optimus pontificating on this alien discovery for so long before it's like, okay, they need to start shooting each other. Like,
yeah, where are the guns? Where are the lasers? I'm getting tired of this.
I think it works. Like, it's like breaking stuff up. I mean, I guess they do a good job of it because, like, the action scenes kind of push. They also push the plot along. It's like Megatron to show up and be like, "Here's why I'm interested in this thing you guys have been talking about." And like,
aha, let's fight over it.
They'll steal something. They're like, oh, we gotta chase them. And, you know, all the scenes tend to like lead to each other. So it's like, so I'm always like, I'm honestly like, wow, this is actually not terrible writing in terms of structure. Like, obviously the things that happen and the things that the dialogue is not super clever, but like in terms of structure, it's like, I mean, obviously the show, I'm a big fan of Beast Wars. I'm a big, but I definitely think it's objectively a better show than Transformers G1. Like, it's much more watchable. Like, I couldn't even get, I think I watched the first episode of G1 some time ago, and I was just like, okay, I can't watch this anymore. Like, it's just, it's so fucking, such a kid show, toy. I mean, they're both toy advertisements, but like, just like, oh god,
they didn't even try.
It's like they were just like, whatever, giant robots, whatever.
Kids don't care. Yeah. You know, I always thought about really funny about Transformers, especially the Michael Bay movies, is how much the robots are inspired by human culture. It's like, why is this superior being from Cybertron want to be a samurai? Why does he care? Or why is he a samurai? How did they get our history books from Cybertron and then also follow it? I think the real answer is the creators, are human and just couldn't think of anything, so they just ripped off of what already exists. But you got your samurai, your cowboy. Like, what are these giant robots from another planet? Why would they even be close to having our culture in any way? It makes no sense. But, they're like, shut up, sell toys. I'm like, okay, fair enough. You win, Hasbro, or whoever made Transform.
Let's do the big damage right away. It's an important battle, right? So it's a fast move. Okay. Let's use haste. Haste is important. I have decided the haste is important.
That's what matters.
No, he was stealth. I couldn't stop him. Oh, he did a lot of damage to him. Oh my god, they're doing a lot of damage. I might lose this fight. Goodbye, cruel world. I didn't do any grinding to level up. Wow, so many people are fucking hurt. What's this? 3 health. What the fuck? What the That's so little. No. I mean, I guess this enemy hits you a bunch of times. I guess that's why it's valuable. Let's give it to this guy, I guess. We gotta do more damage. It's the only way. Oh, he did that already. Let's do this. Hooray, he will live. Hooray. Oh no, poisoned twice for some reason. Alright, so no more thingy. Does this heal me? Okay. Heal yourself. I guess we'll just auto attack this guy. I don't know. Ow, my body. God, yeah, it's selling the fucking damage so much. I guess Mr. Orc would approve of that. Impact. Oh, I have healing potions, I guess. Alright. But big damage. Oh, I probably could have just like auto-attacked him.
Defense matrix. That's StarCraft, right? StarCraft. That's a StarCraft.
Threat eliminated. This idiot Jabroni tried to fight the 3 most powerful people in the world.
With magic on. I know. So fun.
Bloodied letter. The letter
These
opener.
brigands, man.
Must be important. What does it say? So I don't know what the writing of this comic is like, but I tend to think of like, at least as we're going into this, reminding me of like Rob Liefeld and like the comics he would write, because he's an artist first and a writer second or third, I don't know. And so his stories were just like, here's a team of cool dudes, they gotta infiltrate a place to get a thing for some reason, you shoot people, whatever.
Yeah.
And like every comic is like the same when he's writing it. Just a team of guys, they gotta do this cool interest to break in there and shoot all the guys, get the thing, get out.
Perfect.
It's like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, my guess is they, at the same time, this, kind of a basic JRPG, probably don't need that stuff anyway.
yeah.
I guess you could argue you could try to force it like Final Fantasy's big old worlds, but maybe it's just we just need the story. We don't need it. We just need a reason for players, the characters to do stuff. We don't need anything past that.
Oops. How do I? Excuse me. I want to look at the other character. Oh, I see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, it has the... Oh, those other ones have defense on them. No, damage. Only damage. So yeah, it's definitely better menus than RPG Maker, so that's nice. Plus serrated blade. 10% chance, fuck you. It said 10% chance to on hit to make the target bleed for 17 piercing damage over 3 turns. 3 turns! 10% to do a fucking dot that'll never do its full damage because it'll kill them before it ends. At the cost of fucking 4 damage on your default damage or whatever. At least that's what I'm getting out of this. Although it says plus 12, I assume that's like the rating system, because all these like modern games have to have like, oh, it's the rating, so you can just say, oh, the number's bigger, so that means it's better.
Huh.
This one has more defense. Maybe this is worth using. Man, 4 attack power. The thing is, I don't know what how these formulas work. I wonder if I can look that up. How damage formula work? I don't know, whatever. Oh, I can play as this guy finally to do this. Cool. Oh, there's like a teapot boiling right here. Alright, so I guess we did the thing.
Yeah.
We did the basic quest where you go over and fight one bandit who inexplicably, who has no importance of like the story or anything.
Nope. He's just the busy work you gotta do. I will say the overworld, it wasn't, that much, like, I ended up stopping playing, but the overworld did make me think a bit about, I wonder how this game's progression is. Actually, in a good way. I was kind of interested, but not interested enough to keep playing, but but interested enough to think about. This is where I got to. I got to this part. I got to this town. I think I stopped. I don't remember if I got out the northern gate.
Yeah, I remember doing some dungeon after this.
Like the first time we got to it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember if I did the quest you just did from this town. I remember seeing this town, but I 49 minutes.
Outsiders? Does that mean us?
Well, it's hard to make out entirely.
What's that? And where is
Mightiest military
Go to a place. Go to
fortifications
this
south
place.
of the
Now go to that
Snows.
place.
Long abandoned. But bandits have been going in and out a lot lately. Skies and the gate north of town is locked to keep people from wandering that way. Well, you look likely to survive. I've got a fine weapon or two for sale here that makes some others around town have useful wares if they answer you. Yep. Welcome.
Oh, upgrade. What? What's that? What do you mean? How much money do I even have? Oh, very little. This is worth very little. Oh, I don't have money. Oh, wait. So wait. Is there crafting or are these vendor items? No, it looks like it's crafting. Alright. Alright. Crafting.
Alright.
Oh,
What do you got for me? Things that cost all of my money?
I think I saw a Reddit post a few days ago too of someone saying, does anyone actually like crafting systems? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think they're very... It's funny too, because I'm doing professions in World of Warcraft in the hardcore classic WoW, but... Yeah, I'm playing a little bit classic hardcore, but yeah, I'm like, man, it's never been fun. Like, crafting, you just do it because you want stuff out of it. It's not actually fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny. I'm in an odd spot because I'm doing crafting in my game, but I'm not like advertising it as like a feature.
Yeah.
It's kind of more just like, some of these things need more like narrative juice to like how you acquire them.
Sure.
Because I'm in this odd spot where it's like, why would these cavemen in this post-apocalyptic world know how to like upgrade the skin that's on my synthezoid's body, you know?
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah, it's weird.
the thing I have to do is, I mean, it also reinforces the exploration and looting shit.
Yeah.
As an easy way to do that. But, you know, my main thing is just trying to keep it as simplistic and easy as possible to just be like, yes, just use it, just do it, and not be... I mean, I guess we haven't gotten far enough into this game to make a judgment call, but a lot of games are just like, yeah, you're gonna want to go into this specific area and grind for an hour to get all the parts you need. And it's just like, no.
It is funny because I do think about other games, right? When people, the one that drives me nuts, people say when they're playing a game, they go, "Well, it's not that bad." It's not a job, right? You don't play video games to do stuff that's not that bad. You play games to have fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it's kind of this overall world and the game has a progression system, sometimes it's okay. I mean, I can't sit there and say World of Warcraft should be full of everything. Should be this action-packed adventure, right? I mean, sometimes you just got to put some time gates in, keep you from getting everything too easily, you know. And I think it's kind of stupid still, but at the same time, I understand. I'm not as picky as I used to be about it. So.
Yeah, and it's also a means for me to like divvy up rewards in the game. So it's like, if you're just looting everything you see, hopefully, which I think it seems like most people do, they just loot all the things that are blinking. Then you have the screen that just pops up and says, well, which thing do you want to build with it? Like, you're not going to want to build everything, because they're not all going to be relevant to you. It's like kind of a choose-your-own-reward type system. Yeah. Man, this character has some fucking intense art for just a random vendor.
Yeah. That's Joe Mad. Just everyone looks, I don't know. I mean, she's pretty buff, yeah.
Yeah, she's very interesting. There's a lot going on with her character design. Where it's just like, are you a main character? Are you going to join my party?
You're not just wearing a leather tunic. What's going on? You look like you're going to be important. Maybe this town is the hub for the whole game. Just got maybe God. You know. I don't know.
I don't know. That would be insane to me, but it could be.
Yeah, because the game is not. If it's not that big of a game, it's possible. Yeah, everywhere you loop back to here at some point.
But I mean that goes back to the whole like, the game is like 70 hours long, or at least one of the reviewers was like, I see like 50 and 70 hours in some of the reviews. I'm just like, but how?
It's possible it has a New Game Plus.
Oh,
I guess. Yeah.
Maybe, or people just replaying it because they're crazy. I don't know. But it seems like, I think I remember reading some negative reviews that were like, stop making me grind so much, please.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, is it gonna stretch out the gameplay by being like, oh man, you need to
hunt well.
Okay, well we unlocked the basic feature of the game, so that's cool. A bestiary, I'm just like, I don't care. And look at this guy, wow.
I know. Hey, that's just Joe Mad. He just makes everything look cool. It's part of why people like Joe Mad.
Yeah.
Booty Blade, hell yeah.
Booty Blade. Wait, it costs some weird thing. I don't know what these things are.
Doubloons.
Some weird currency? I don't know. Alright. So, they said north, right? Oh yeah, the exclamation point's over there. So I do like this exclamation point telling me where to go. Means I can do this, this kind of first impression and follow the main path and not get distracted by bullshit. Unnecessary bullshit. I don't think the bat can do anything.
Yeah, this when you mentioned it doesn't have incentivize just auto attacking.
Yeah, because I don't want to fucking spend my money at the resting at the town.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already dead. He was weak. Okay. Yeah, mash A, because I can't hold A. I have to mash it.
Oh, it reminds me of 2nd edition D&D, where the fighter is attack, and the mage has this, 130 spells. I mean, that's not, but 50 spells at top level, and the fighter's like, I attack, or I attack more often. Yeah. And so if you're playing D&D just from a mechanical standpoint, it's actually really boring if you're a fighter. But the idea is you're supposed to weave in RP elements to it. Oh, I jump over the table and kick this guy in the head. It does the same damage as your normal attack. But in reality, you're just auto-attacking all the time.
Auto-attacking. Yeah, I did a thing there where I was like, oh, maybe I'll guard so that my healer can get an extra turn to heal. Oh, is this where I got confused? because I did an optional dungeon or something. I got another gun for this guy? But what does 12 crit mean? Does that mean like 12% crit chance? Because that's pretty huge.
Oh, ooh. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe it's somewhere in the game. Maybe it's somewhere in the encyclopedia.
More things to
Take
loot.
all loot.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of things.
Why doesn't it just take loot? Can you not take it all? I'm being so nitpicky. Another bat.
Oh, a bomb.
And a Magnemite.
thing.
And what is that Pokemon's name? Magnemite?
Yeah, I don't play Pokemon, so I couldn't tell you. Oh, wow, seems like he's might be pretty strong. Oh, I got a crit though. Yeah, punch him before he can do anything.
Whoa.
Oh, whoops. He did attack up for them though. He's too good.
He damaged them though, right?
What's this?
Or is it just the buff? I don't know.
Oh wait, what? Oh, I see.
That's half out.
Total 58 damage. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Let's do it.
Oh, good. Good damage.
I like damage.
Yeah. Did you say damage?
Most damage hero. Oh, she has like shit that she can do. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, no.
Doesn't matter.
And we're doing the default RPG Maker thing of like, you pick your thing and then at some point you'll go. Oh, he killed both of them. Cool.
Oh, AoE.
Like I said, I got bonus damage for that for some reason. Because
You know, I was thinking about, as I was playing WoW, how much these random beings just getting killed, just how many people are dying. You know, in the human starting area in WoW, you're fighting this Defias group, this gang, right, of thieves and stuff, and you just murder like hundreds of them. You're just killing them constantly. Jeez, there's so many people dying. These are human beings. Yeah, they're committing crime, but you're just killing them all. A lot of them. A lot of them are getting killed. All right, what is this? Oh, you can take your challenge.
I'm trying to. Why say normal and then hard? Very hard? Impossible? Like. Why?
Impossible.
It says normal but then hard. Why?
Is it scroll? Oh. Oh, yeah. What is... Oh, maybe that's just the default. I don't know. Can you go
Yeah.
left? Is it scrolling?
Well, I'm trying to. Oh, well, I closed it, I guess. No. I'm like trying to go
Oh,
left. So I don't understand this. It says normal.
Okay,
but it's
my
hard.
guess. My guess is the top part is the name of the difficulty and the bottom is a description of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Which
so.
is not great, but that's my guess. Yeah,
Why?
you shouldn't have hard as part of it. It should say like intended difficulty, and the next one is, you know, harder. Versus saying normal is hard. It's like, well, why is it called hard?
This is
It's well lit for
Yes.
instance.
our approach hasn't we should be.
When are we not?
Yeah. It's a place. Look out. So I
Isometric.
think
and-
these dungeons are like randomly generated. Did I hit
Are
him?
they?
I tried to do her
Just
fist
stun him?
smash thing to stun him. Yeah, it looks like I got him. It looks like he's stunned.
Hey. Yeah.
I did it. We get to have free hits on him. Mash A, mash A, mash
Mash
A,
A.
mash A, mash A. So now we have the story so far, right? Of these bandits. They attacked us, knocked us out of the sky, and this guy says, "Oh, they seem more organized than normal." So what do? We go to some abandoned ruins and just like fight like random fucking dudes still, like as we've been fighting random dudes.
Yes, I get. I honestly haven't been paying that story close to the story. So, if hopefully you might be right though. If that's the case, yeah. Yeah, I'm watching you play as I play, which is I skip all this.
Oh shit! There's like more people. What the fuck?
Oh, there's a web, I think.
Oh, you can like catch people. Okay, I think I remember that. You can like catch people together or apart. And like, so that's something. But they're still stunned, so I still get that.
Oh, it hit
Whoop.
both.
Stun.
Stand back.
So you kind of have, I guess, a decision of like, oh, immune to stun. Look at that.
They have such low HP.
Oh, 27 damage. Stop being a loser. You're so weak.
Yeah, how is oh, I guess because what is it? Goalie has like a magical defense. And Garrison, for being a huge dude in armor, is pretty fragile.
Yeah. And now for some reason he's taking a turn at a different time. I don't know why. I wanted the healer to go first, but
My guess is, even though everyone auto-attacked, but yeah, there's like a
magic
numerical time battle system. The Final Fantasy X did this. I think it looks like Final Fantasy style, which is every action adds to a count, right?
Oh wait, I did already choose this shit. I see. I'm getting confused because they show up in the turn order even though their turn is fucking done. So you have some shit, so you can use something, right? Okay, 36 damage. I guess that's double damage, right? That's a little more than double, yeah. So I guess that's worth doing. I mean, I had the overcharge for it, so there's a free attack. So it's something. It's some level of engagement with attrition system, which is the thing I always complain about in every JRPG is, you know, the problem I've noticed with JRPGs is that they started off, you know, being pretty hard, I think, or at least they try to be hard, and try to reinforce that hardness through, like, grinding. And so the main core gameplay is, like, why is there a crafting table in here? It's, like, you trying to grind through a dungeon, but also manage, like, going back to town and resting and stuff. But as time went on, I feel like a lot of devs were like, oh, we gotta, like, streamline this. We gotta make quality of life improvements. And so, like, I don't know, they made auto attack better. They made it less necessary to rest more often. So, like, you just get these games where, like, you just auto attack to everything and nothing's challenging because, like, what is the attrition system? It's just yeah. It gets to the point where it's like, why is there even an attrition system? Just like, you can just walk through and auto attack everything.
And I'm even gonna put a bar on the inn. Can you just always run back to the inn if you really need to, and the enemies don't respawn, etc., etc.?
Oh, I see.
I guess it depends on, you know, yeah, the era, because FF7.
Oh no.
FF7, right? It depends on when you say it was modern. Oh, it was a dude. Oh, I mean, so these guys look the same. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it depends on like a modern game, because yeah, I remember FF7 early on. Yeah, a lot of it was just auto attack. You did cure. I mean, you cured sometimes. You didn't have that much health, but you could auto attack and cure through most of the game.
So this guy kicked my ass. So I guess I gotta heal. Oh, he has a lot of health. Oh boy.
Brawler.
I didn't grind enough, I think, so I think I'm gonna have some troubles now.
You might actually have to heal.
Gonna have trouble.
Yeah, use your skill.
Oh, you didn't grind out the levels, you idiot.
I mean, what have you really done out of? I guess you didn't go exploring all the different.
No,
paths.
I didn't fight all the fucking dudes. I didn't like craft or buy anything from the vendor.
You fool.
So it's like,
go kill the rogue. See if the rogue is easier to kill. Get their actions down at least. Get their turn economy down.
Yeah, maybe. I can do this.
If he's fragile.
Poison. Yeah, he's got a damn
one of
shield
the
now.
biggest mislabelings is, if I may make someone prove me wrong, but from what I understand, when a lot of these things that say poison, they should be venom. Because poison is ingesting venomous bloodstream. So when someone coats their weapons to affect your bloodstream, it's venom, it's not poison. You're one of the biggest people don't know things. Oh no!
Oh, he's dead.
Calibretto's dead.
Yeah, he attacked right through that shield, and then like, I told him to heal, but the heal didn't happen fast enough. I'm kind of thinking if I lose here, that we just might be done. Yeah, I don't think it's been that much time. I guess it's been enough time. Because I mean, all that's gonna happen is if we complete this dungeon, which I don't think we would, because it's going to take a while. We're just going to go back to town, and they're going to be like, all right, cool, here's the next place to go to. Like,
yeah, we've got the gameplay loop down.
Yeah, this is the loop. This is it.
I will admit, I would not mind in general shortening our average playtime, because I feel we kind of just keep going to get to a point, but we've probably figured out everything you need to within the first sub-hour. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rogue's getting destroyed. He's dead. Oh, he's KO'd.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Split him in half with a sword, he's knocked out. You're
He's
gonna die
dead
poison?
because you can't
poison.
fucking do anything about that.
I don't have a heal. I guess
I can do this.
Do it. Try to win the fight.
Oh, this fucking guy does so much damage, though. Oh, I'm out of think. Oh, yeah, I haven't spent any of his mana yet, so.
You got plenty of mana. Yeah, I was like, use mana. Use your skills.
44 damage. Maybe this matters.
I think you can win this fight, honestly.
I wish I knew who they were going to attack. That was something I figured out after making the Oni Cell Sword. Is a lot of my abilities felt kind of stupid, and people wouldn't use them because of the fact that you don't know who they're going to attack. You just never use them.
Correct.
So what I did was I had a programmer develop a plugin that makes the enemies move in position of who they're going to attack to kind of telegraph what's going on.
I will say, general art JRPG, you don't see who you're going to get hit, but how they kind of play around it is they either make your buffs hit everyone on your team, or the buffs just last, right? And they're not like a turn. They don't last just a turn. Or they do something even if the opponent doesn't attack you. And in those cases, I think it's fun, you know? Because, yeah, if you have a skill that's just... Because, yeah, that was one of my critiques of Oni Cell Sword. Thinking about how JRPGs fix those things. Because there are definitely defensive skills in JRPGs that you can't tell who's going to attack, but they're perfectly viable. In fact, quite useful for those reasons. Like in the FF7, FF7, one of the best skills in the game called Big Guard, it just gets the whole party. So even if they attack, if they don't attack who you're intending, well, the whole party's gone. You got him, he's dead, easy peasy.
Hooray.
Well, now we beat that fight. I would say heal up and go until either finish a dungeon or we die.
Does he get revived? Oh, he still gets XP. That's cool.
Hey, how kind of the game.
Yeah, they don't have that stupid fucking...
He's got 1 HP.
But I have this still. Oh no, this was a dead end. What a waste of time.
That's the attrition rate. Oh, how do you get that treasure chest?
Yeah, I'm watching these spikes though to try to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh no! Okay, I don't know if there's enough room on here. Okay, there it is. Good. Okay, I got stuck.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You did it.
Okie dokie. Maybe I'll
Wait,
do
so
this.
what? Yeah, I guess wasn't there another pathway?
Yeah, there's another pathway. I didn't choose the right way to go, apparently.
Well, if you're doing a completionist run, you chose the right way.
That's true.
Because that's one of the worst feelings I hate in JRPGs is you're trying to explore everything and you hit the spot that continues the story. That's actually one of my biggest pet peeves in JRPGs.
I actually think that this is a... did I get him? It looked like the cast went off, so... Alright, cool. So I have 3 melee characters and an enemy that I can't, like... That has, like, this reflect attack.
No.
Overkill. Bonus XP for some reason.
FF10.
50 damage. Alright, I guess he gets the heal. You get to be the healer. So this is a ranged attack, I think. So, like, she's not going to get reflection damage. This guy will get reflection damage because there's nothing he can do about it.
Let us continue.
Alright, so we have 1 guy left. Let's just jab, whatever. But yeah, we don't have a ranged character yet, so this is kind of dumb. Even though, I mean, Big Guy has a gun, but he's stuck doing healing duties.
Punching. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Bird.
Heal.
She can do Quake Fist, which seems like a ranged attack. War Blade. Stab Blade of stabbing. Oh, what is your damage? Jesus.
Gun shooting. Punch fighting.
Yeah, she does have the most health of everyone, which is a thing that they kind of telegraphed.
Magic gauntlets.
Just punch. Just punch him. We're done here.
They're out knocking down a lot of enemies and not killing them.
Yeah, they're just gonna get back up and terrorize us, damn it.
Like Daredevil from Netflix. Just going, hey yo everyone.
Oh, Reinforced War Golem playing. Cool. Whatever that means.
Yeah, it's probably just armor for Calibretta.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, it's actually definitively better than my old armor. Wow.
There you go. Easy.
Cool!
Alright.
Oh, there's a rounding error of some sort, because it says it increases haste rating by 60, but down there it says 61. Whoops.
Huh.
What's this? Oh, yeah, it's a crit. I want crit! Oops. I equipped nothing, apparently. Okay. Yeah, so I think everything's like random in this game.
It might be. It's like D4. D4 itemization, you know, the itemization that made the game fall off the cliff. Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this whole dungeon seems to be randomly, like, random doors and stuff. And then, like...
I will say, though, single-player game is not as bad.
Yeah, it's interesting to get into that right away. I kind of want to see random dungeons more as, like, I guess, side content and, like,
bonus content, yeah. I know what you mean.
But to, like...
Optional.
Because, you know, there's no, like... I don't know, there's no, like, crafted experience to, like, guide the player on, like, here's a good dungeon for you to do. It's like, maybe the dungeon will be good, whatever.
Yeah.
And also the fact that this game throws the choice to do a harder version to get a bigger chest, but we don't know what the chest is because it's like random loot probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're done with the gameplay part.
Alright, fair enough.
Because I don't think we're going to see much important change. And we're not going to get Red Monica. There's no way. It would take us too long. Like I said, on my original playthrough, I'm like 4 hours in. I still don't have her, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well. So yeah, why don't we switch around here? And,
sure.
Alright, so I don't think we cut that short. I think we actually still gave them an hour, so I think it's fine. I didn't actually set a timer or anything, but...
I'm assuming I think it's a little bit below, but probably, I think it's around. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I think anywhere between 45 minutes up is fine.
Yeah, but I think the main thing is, in terms of the timer, is like, we just want to make sure we can see what the game is about, and I think that we're going to see all we're going to see. Having played, you know, farther than this, I feel like I'm remembering, like, there's all the stuff that I did anyway. Like, I don't remember anything changing 4 hours in that's, like, significantly different from what we've already seen.
Yeah.
Where am I typing? Why am I not typing right here? Okay. Alright, so, I made it green. Let's make this green. Green, is that the same shade of green? I think so. Okay. Alright, so, I think, well, it's funny because we both have a history of the game, so I think you have, you only got 40 minutes in or whatever before, but, I mean, I guess that goes to show you the importance of good game design, good impression, I guess. Because, you know, maybe 10 hours in, when you have all the party members and you have all the loot and stuff, but, or more skills, I don't even know. I honestly don't have much faith that is going to change in any
for sure. I agree.
Significant way. Like,
I agree.
I think we've seen, like, all of the combat really has to offer, which is, like, managing your overcharge and then, like, healing when you take damage. And then, like, I guess I probably wasn't very optimal with, like, turn order and, like, managing haste and whatnot. So there's maybe a little bit more of that, but I mean, the main thing I always say about these ATB systems or whatever the hell this is like, I should be able to get enough haste that like I can get 2 turns in the amount of time the other people, because that's fun itemization. But yeah, I don't have a very strong opinion of this gameplay.
Sure.
It's functional. It's very RPGMaker. Like, you have an overworld map. You have events that you run into to start combat, and then the combat is fighting slimes. And the abilities aren't super exciting. Like,
Yeah.
And like I've complained about, and I had this realization back then when I played it, which is like, why are you encouraging me to use the basic attack even more than I normally would in the JRPG?
Yes. Yeah, seriously. It's already the thing you usually do. And now, hey, you get a bonus out of doing it. Oh, sweet. I get to do more basic stuff. Yeah.
And like Garrison had an attack that I noticed where I could potentially continually auto attack, and then it said it would like expend all of his overcharge to do like bonus damage or something.
Oh, it's like Berserk or something.
Yeah.
Like not the book, but the Berserk status effect.
Yeah. So I was just like,
yeah.
Like, oh my god, auto attacking, it's the best. Do auto attack. And auto attacking is instant while your abilities like have like a cast time. Like, it's so weird to me.
Sure. Yeah, especially because it's already the problem with most RPGs. And I do wonder, honestly, turn-based games, how much, just by them being turn-based, there's already a kind of a removal of player skill in a lot of ways. Not that, you can't like be better at it, but it's more so. Again, I talked about it, I think, with one of our previous other games, but it's a puzzle to solve versus, once you know the solution, there's no player skill anymore, right? It's just clicking through a menu to get that solution versus action game or something, right? Where even if you have something down, you still have to do it. Even if you know the solution doesn't mean you can execute it, right? So
yeah,
I do wonder how much turn-based can really go, and when in this situation, I think their idea was, oh, you have all these things, you have overcharge, you have all this stuff. It's supposed to make these decisions, to try to make the decisions more interesting, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't seem, maybe eventually, but
yeah. And
for
so
now it just seems basic, yeah.
So this dungeon thing that we're doing, this is kind of like, I mean, I guess I give them points for having an attrition system that actually like forces you to think about the attrition. And how you're going to manage it, because this dungeon that we're in, like, it's all one big long sequence of fights that we like can't get out of, and like until it's over. And so that kind of reinforces, because a lot of these JRPGs I was mentioning, like, I mean, they make the auto attack really freaking strong, and like and like it's like way too easy to fucking like, usually there's a lot of chances to rest, or they just bombard you with like healing potions and shit. So at least it felt like, I mean, maybe if I did more grinding on the outside world, I'd have more resources going in. But it did feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to actually try to manage my overcharge so I don't run out of mana.
Yeah, I was thinking, I always go back to like FF7 stuff, but FF7, I remember, your mana pool at the start is, I think it's a few hundred, and pure costs 4.
Oh wow!
So I can't remember I think I never used I don't think I've ever used an ether, and maybe I've used 2 ethers in my entire Final Fantasy career, which is the MP refill, because they're usually pretty generous. Yeah, I know. I almost never use it. I can't remember the last time I used ether. And it depends on the game. Like FF10, actually, there were some uses of potions and stuff, especially if the main healer is not in that part of the story. Final Fantasy, I have a joke where I call it female lead syndrome, which is the female lead of Final Fantasy games is going to be out of your party for some period of time because she has to get rescued, and so don't invest too much in her, because she's probably going to be gone from some critical story moment. And I believe in 7, 8, 9, and 10 that's true in all cases, but. And in 10, your healer, she's your main healer. She's your main white mage. Now, 10 does have a pretty open-ended like job system, quote unquote. You can make anyone a healer, but in the base game, there are paths, and everyone's path is pretty kind of funnels you toward it. You can break off the path, but you if you do it, you're going to be really weak, and you have to use a bunch of resources to get off the beaten path. In general, the beginning of the path, everyone's is defined, except for one character who sucks. So, anyway, yeah. So this whole attrition system is kind of interesting because other games. I mean, like an early part of Final Fantasy VII, there's no inn. You're doing these terrorist missions, and there's no inn. But the enemy has no chance against you if you do the most basic stuff. So I'm thinking, in general, maybe it would be interesting. This game kind of did it, but maybe a design for these games in the future is for turn-based JRPGs is when you go to dungeon, it gives you some kind of set amount of resources, and if you fail, then it just puts you back in the beginning and respawns everything, resets everything, and then refills all your resources. And you're supposed to beat it in that contained window, right? Maybe that's a thing. I don't know, because I did see the attrition had the numbers on, obviously the number of uses, but I wonder if you left the dungeon. Maybe you left the dungeon, would it have respawned everything and leave the dungeon, go to an inn, and come back, would it respawn everything?
I'm pretty sure it does, because
it does, right?
Well,
okay.
Actually, when I was scrolling through the difficulties, I think it said when you die, it resets the engine. So maybe you can if you can flat out just die but respawn and keep going, that's kind of jank.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I actually just thought of that. I was like, wait a minute, that difficulty said if I die, it resets, but if I die, it doesn't reset on the other difficulties. Like that, it seems like that's a BioShock thing where it's like the stupid respawn mechanic where the game is really fun if you just ignore the respawn mechanic and try to just not die, but like it's kind of funny when you realize, oh, I can just die and it doesn't matter.
There's no it's part of there's no penalty. You just I got bodied. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I'm back. Sweet.
It's like I guess the main thing would be ammo, because in that game you run out of ammo of your good guns and stuff. So
sure.
So respawning doesn't help you with that, but I mean, you can still make progress and damage things. I played that Proteus game, and that was really dumb because that game had a system where you just constantly had checkpoints, and like you could just throw yourself into the enemies, and so long as you got a couple kills, you were good because you'd respawn. You made
progress,
and there was like infinite respawns, so it's just like stupid. It's stupid.
I definitely abuse that when that is in the game. I'll just go fight stuff that's above my intended difficulty, but I'll just I kill one guy, alright, whatever, I don't care if I die. Just die and respawn.
For me, it kind of ruined the game. It's funny because that game is really high recommends, and a lot of people be like, wow, this is a great boomer shooter, and I'm just like, I'm with one of the minority of people when I like scrolled through the negative reviews to be like, really? People think this game is great? Or it's like seeing people's thoughts and being like, yeah, that's the problem. That's what I was experiencing. Like, why? If they just had a more sensible respawn system, like if they just had a typical boomer shooter of manual saves, that'd be fine. I mean, boomer shooters let you like save scum, which is kind of shitty, but it's better than fucking being able to cheat at your progress. So I don't know if this game has that. It might have that, which is dumb. Which is like, it means all that tension I was feeling was incorrect. That was self-imposed because I was like, oh, I can't die.
I mean, we're making assumptions that we don't know for sure, though. But I mean, we don't necessarily care to figure it out. But
I guess some people would say, well, then just play it like that. Because I've heard people say that about like Dark Souls, where it's like, oh, stop using the broken shit. You're making the game too easy. You're skipping over the fun. And it's like, well, why did you give me this? Why did you give me this ability that breaks the game?
You know what was funny though is sometimes it is. I think when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about that thread I read. Why do people play the hardest mode? And I was thinking about that time where I was playing Bloodstain and you kept hearing the game over music.
Oh yeah.
But that's because I was playing the boss specifically trying to beat him only with no item usage and just my main attack. Like the attack and then I think one skill. So no spells, no sub-weapon, no items at all. And I thought that was fun to me. I died, I don't know, like 20 times, but it was fun because the pattern, I could tell I was learning how to deal with the fight. Right, and that's what made it fun to me. But I know that was a self-imposed challenge. I mean, I do that with games. I'll get to the end of a game with 30 full heal items. I'll use 2 on the last boss, and the game's over. And I'm like, well, maybe that was a little bit too conservative. So, but yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends, but in the end, even if that was the case, maybe it wasn't self-imposed and all that stuff. I don't know. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's still just a turn-based JRPG. So,
Yeah.
how interesting can it really be? I guess.
How is it going to be when it's just like, here's an attack, here's another attack that's slightly different? It's like,
This does more damage. Yeah.
I want my attacks to be like very different,
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, what do we think about gameplay here?
We evolving the show.
Yeah. I'm gonna start the edit here. I said, or I guess where you were saying evolving the show maybe, but I started the music in the background of random SNES music.
Excellent.
Just to have more background stuff because I have kind of felt like it's very silent back there, and I forgot to start before we started talking, so we're just gonna start it now.
Perfect. We haven't put any scores in yet, so.
All right. So.
Okay.
Gameplay. I'm thinking. I hate to be a jerk and give him the RPG-Maker 2, but maybe it's like a 3 or 3.5.
I was gonna go. Yeah, I'm like thinking.
I think a 3. To be honest.
3. Do you think it's better than Starship Origins or worse than Starship Origins?
Starship Origins. Starship Origins.
I had the whole world map, that crazy space battle thing, right?
It's funny because Starship Origins. What made it fun? Well, yeah, I had that, which I wanted to get more into. It made me excited to, see that, which this game has no thing in it that's making me go, oh, I want to see how this evolves.
RPGMaker game wins in some.
And and it also has like the janky blood stuff, and we were like making fun of this game having knocked out. Like, why am I knocking people out? Like, the opening cutscene, he was like cutting people apart. Like, what is this?
That is true.
I know
they're sleeping.
We mentioned in Dime a Dozen how, like, things would die, but they are actually knocked out. I would expect a professional game to be like, okay, these guys are dead, but this scene will not use the word knocked out. Being able to switch out the words, like actually program recognizing what's happening.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, assuming there's a fight somewhere later on where you fight someone, but they don't die. But I don't know if there is.
I would assume it says knocked out for the whole game.
Yeah, which is
dumb. It's like Phoenix Down in FF7 when people are like, Eris died for real? Where's the Phoenix Down? Oh, no, you're just getting KO'd before. But there's a really funny college humor. I think it's college humor. It could be college humor, Funny or Die, I don't remember, but it's a Batman, and he never kills. And he's standing there talking to Commissioner Gordon, and some guy sneaks up on them, and he just throws a battering at the guy, like a metal battering bladed, and it goes into the guy's eye, and like penetrates his brain and kills him. And then Commissioner Gordon's like, you killed him, and Batman goes, no, he's just sleeping. It's like, no, you legitimately killed him. And he's like, starts lifting the guy's arm, and he's like, no, he's just in a really deep nap. And then someone else comes up, and he just like jams a knife through his brain. And then Commissioner Gordon's like, you killed him too, and he's like, no, they're all sleeping. So, that's what reminds me of this. Everyone's just knocked out, even though we just split them in half with the sword and they blew up.
Yeah,
he's sleeping.
Cleave them in two with a gigantic fucking sword.
Look at that nap he's in, yeah.
Fucking beefy ass dude. So yeah, I don't know. 3 for me. 3. 3.
Man.
I can't type again. There we go.
I will say the overworld stuff, though, even though it was basic, it was kind of cool. But 3.5.
3.5? Alright, if you say so. If you say so, I guess.
Look at you scoring under automatic Messiah. How about that's my score?
Very biased.
Yep.
Narrative is also pretty weak for me, because, like, I mean, I assume if you've read the
slimes and bats.
Yeah, there's that problem too, but like, it's just so like, we found a town, go in the dungeon, like, go here, do this. Like, there's no like story involvement in anything we're doing. It's not like, oh, it's this specific clan of people, they've got this motivation to like do this. Oh, we've got to stop them for these reasons, and story and stuff. It's very much fight bandits, fight slimes. Ugh.
That's true. Yeah. That's fair. So what are you thinking then? Like 2? That seems good. I mean,
I think
the world was, yeah, part of it too.
there's
I mean,
still
the characters
cool
have a
world
history
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah, the characters have a history, even though it's not in the game. It's not presented well from the game's perspective, but there is some backstory.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to give it like a, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something.
Let's say 4.
I'm definitely not going to give it the 5 because the
Because it's
5
below average. Yeah, 5 is average.
the 5 to me has to be like I understand like the game and like what's going on.
Sure.
Like audio's, it is what it is. I might just give it a 5 to be like, actually I might score it a little bit lower because I feel like there's a lot of audio clipping, which I'm gonna fucking take a hard line on. Of like, I don't know if this is like a thing with like audio designers these days of like using audio clipping to make their sound more extreme. But I'm gonna say no, I don't approve.
4.5.
What, 4.5?
I don't know. I'm thinking not quite 4, but not quite 5 either. So
okay,
I think
that's fair because the sound is fine. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. It's average with a little bit of issues, which is 4.5.
Visuals. This is like a 9 or something, right? Like
100%. Oh yeah, this is very high.
It's
a little bit generic. It's a very common modern style, but it's very good. Yeah, it definitely should be the best because it's 3D models. It's high quality art, very saturated, all that stuff.
On top of that, like the character designs are very striking. Like I'm like even getting like these fucking NPCs. I'm like, who's this?
Yeah.
They're like immediately interesting to me. Like
I sell you fish. It's like, my God, he looks so cool.
So
biased as a 2D lover, 9.5.
Oh wow, really?
I mean, if you're and no, I mean, I love the Joe Mad art. I love the 2D art, very striking. I'm cool at 9.5 because there is no such thing as perfection. But
yeah, I do feel very strongly that my cynical take on this game is that it got 100% carried by the art.
It's art,
like
absolutely.
I had no idea what this. I feel like everyone aside from you, who's heard of this game, has been like, I have no idea what this game is. I just think it looks cool. Like they had no idea that it was based on a comic or anything like that.
Sure. And they get to play little JRPG battles, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it completely drew interest based on it. You look at it and be like, whoa, like,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I would say, also, because it's like, what would be a 10? Well, honestly, I like more cartoony style. I like, much more than realistic 3D. So even a high quality AAA super graphics game, I'm like, I don't even think that'd be a 10 for me. I actually don't like that as much as cartoony, high saturation stuff. Yeah, it probably goes as high as it is without being perfection because there's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah, there's like, just photorealism isn't everything, right? Like
exactly.
You can have the most realistic looking Call of Duty game, but I'm not gonna know which Call of Duty it is by looking at it.
Exactly.
You gotta have some sort of style. Like,
that's true.
The game needs some style, so I can be like, oh, that's not Call of Duty, that's this other game. But chances are you can find, even though I've played some Call of Duty. Sorry, you can probably hear me throwing a ball for my cat.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it's cat related.
Even though you can probably find screenshots of like Call of Duty and Battlefield and like trick me into being like, haha, this isn't Call of Duty, you fool, it's Battlefield. I'll be like, oh, I guess you got me. Because they don't have a defined like art style. It's just photorealism.
Yep. And Capcom, for all their real, they're not Street Fighter games pretty much, they all use face scan. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. They all use real people's faces, so it's hyper realism, and it does. You kind of go, man, is this? I mean, it looks good, but it's kind of lame. Every game now is real people. It's definitely a little bit uncanny valley as well. So
yeah,
but yeah.
So anyway, mapping. I think this is decent.
High score. Yeah, that was good.
3, 4, 5. I don't know. It's. I mean, in terms of it looks good, but in terms of like exploration and stuff, I'm kind of. It's there, but I don't know. Maybe later maps are better, but like.
The world map was very generic, but it served its purpose, and then dungeons I think were pretty. They weren't like amazing, but I think they served what they were supposed to do really well.
Yeah.
Corridors, optional event or optional things. They had traps to play against.
That's true.
I'm thinking 6.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Or-
Maybe I should go higher. It's just maybe I'm being a little too cynical on them. It's definitely very functional, and it has like the exploration and stuff and treasure chests. And the always things I always talk about with the RPG Maker games, where I'm just like, what is the point of this big map? Like, they definitely give me things that are like, oh, maybe I'll go over there. Maybe I'll do this. So it's there.
Yeah. Serves its purpose. A little bit cooler than average. Yeah. And yeah, it looks good, and it does its job, and go do things, and you get a little platforming, or not platforming, but a little bit of real-time control. So
Yeah.
I think that helps. I think it makes it a little bit above average. So
Yeah. Technical. I mean, there's not much to say here, I don't think.
I agree. I was thinking about it as we're talking about mapping. I was like, man, we're gonna put technical.
I guess
it's
it's
really
just,
average.
I guess it's just a 5 because it just works and it doesn't seem like there's no like obvious bugs or anything. So it's like,
Yeah, no,
fine.
nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah.
But yeah, the game they built is just a standard turn-based game, so it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah. This is true.
This is where we get into it could have been RPG Maker type of thing, because they, in terms of like gameplay functionality, 100% this game could have been built in RPG Maker.
Yeah.
In terms of 3D art, no.
Damn.
Like, I mean, they would have had to do pure 2D, and I don't think it would have been wise to do 3D models. I mean, especially since this guy is a 2D comic artist, like that would have looked pretty good, I think, if they just stuck with, if they had made an RPG Maker with just HD 2D art. I think it would have been great.
Yeah, I always think about that. Just make high-res 2D art and just do, make the gameplay so that you just have to draw, what is it, eight facing sprites, and then, like a walk cycle, a 3-frame walk cycle for each direction. And, it can look really good in 2D, for sure.
I mean, that walk cycle could have had more frames, but yeah. They could have.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know the exact number, but you know what I mean? Like, it just do that to keep the scope of the art reasonable, because of course it's easy to say, oh, just make every single frame of animation beautiful, but to make a reasonable, right, time efficient, you can do that. You could do 8 and then just throw a walk cycle in each and it would look really good. So.
Yeah, and here's another tidbit of information. RPG Maker MZ, which is not the one I'm using, it's the next one. It has particle effects and VFX in it. So if you wanted to do these cool animations that your characters do with like the pew pew stuff coming off of them, you could have done that in MZ. I mean, obviously this game came out before MZ, I think, so that wouldn't make sense to say that.
Yeah.
But in terms of making a game like this with 2D art, if you didn't want to do hand animated effects for your sword slashes and whatnot, then
yeah,
MZ has you covered in some manner. I haven't actually messed around with that because I don't own a copy, but I am curious.
Yes. I guess overall, this point of this sub-series is, can it be made in RPG Maker? So in that sense, yeah, I guess you said most functionality-wise it could, and art asset-wise it could not, but maybe in MZ it could get pretty close, who knows?
Yeah, I would say in MZ, I think the spirit of it would still be there, because it would still be, 1080p with like high-res 2D art, because he's a 2D artist. You just wouldn't be able to have 3D models. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the old 90s thing of converting 3D models into sprites, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think that would be better to just stick with the 2D art.
Man, maybe. Oh, that funny technique they use in Donkey Kong, and yeah.
And Diablo.
They actually did, relatively recent, they did it with Blaze Blue. Like, I mean, it's not that recent, it was maybe 10 years ago, but, still 2010 beyond. But they did it, it was funny, I think they did it mostly, because they already made sprites, that's Arc System Works, they did Guilty Gear also. They already were really good at, sprite-based fighting games, but Blaze Blue, I guess they did 3D models and then drew over them. They didn't take a pic, I think they just used 3D models as reference so that the art style was consistent between characters. Because, a lot of these teams, when they have to draw, one character is like 600 sprites, so usually what they'll do is each character will have its own full team, and if you don't have any sort of style consistency between them, the characters will look really different. So BlazBlue, I think they had one person make all the 3D models or something, or a team make 3D models so they were consistent. Oh my god, fucking Storm Eagle, baby!
I thought you might notice that one. I saw it in the background.
I was like, this sounds so familiar. Okay, anyway. Okay, so value.
I kind of think this is like a 4 or a 5 because I think it's. I mean, I think that the value is fine, $30 for this game.
I agree. 5.
I think 5 is fair.
It's very average, very reasonable, which is a 5.
It's a reasonable price for this type of game, and you get a lot of gameplay hours, but I have a pretty good idea that it's going to be pretty grindy and a lot of, stuff that's built to be randomized.
Yeah.
So it's not like fucking awesome bespoke set pieces. So you're kind of getting like 10 hours of content remixed into 50 or something.
Yeah, yep. It's the open world infinite game design in a not open world infinite game.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to keep the suggested price the same or not.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I guess it's problematic because I would say like don't do the randomized shit and just make a 10-hour game or something or a 20-hour game.
Sure. But then it wouldn't be $30.
But then it wouldn't be $30. So it's kind of like, well,
Yeah.
that's two different conversations I'm having. So
This is
I guess
true.
you have to focus on just what the game is and what the suggested price is for it.
Yes, I agree.
So, I mean, I guess it still feels like a $30 game. I don't know.
I'd say so. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Is like, this is kind of a weird thing to say. It'd almost be like contrarian to say, oh yeah, it's the good price, but also we think it should be $20. That makes no sense.
I mean, I guess if
All
it
right,
was
$30,
$20, then you get a higher value score. That's really all that amounts to.
Sure. That's true. The art assets though carry this game.
Yeah.
I feel like a polished game.
Carries
Alright.
hard.
I can't give this. I mean, it's funny because I didn't actually play Sea of Stars, but it'd be what is that word? It would be hypocritical of me to give this game a super high score, and I also didn't want to play it. So, I'll think about it. I don't know. You think about yours. Let's see. I'll think about it.
Man. So, I've made a decision while we were planning on doing this episode, which is that I gotta remove this game off my fucking favorites because I have, the way I manage my Steam is I add games to my favorites that I'm going to play.
Yeah.
Soon, and it's been sitting there for 3 years, not being played since the first time I played it.
Any day now.
And so I'm just
And we only did it because of this series, not
Yeah.
because you were gonna play it on your own.
Yeah, so like I played it again, and I'm like, okay, I got my money's worth of being able to do it on our show. So let's fucking remove it and get rid of it. So, what is the score for me? I think it's going to be in the C section to me because
I might.
it's like, yeah, I think it's like a C minus or something for me, to be honest. Like,
Pretty low.
it's so like because I mean the art is so good, it fucking got me. I mean, obviously I didn't pay $30, but
I ain't a chump.
it definitely was like, like this game's cool. It's got to be something. But
Yeah.
man,
Cool.
I'm just so like I do not want to play this game.
I will say I was shocked at how basic the gameplay was. I knew it was going to be a JRPG. I watched a little bit of footage of it. I backed it and everything, but I was shocked at how basic it was. I was a little bit like, what, bro?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's funny that Tiki's Escape I gave a C and this game is a C minus. But I actually completed Tiki's Escape, so
Fair.
So maybe if this game was 4 hours long, I would have completed it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say the length of it, but yeah. For me, I think it's gonna be one of the few times I am debating between a B minus and a B minus minus. That's how much I'm putting in the art assets of its polish.
Yeah.
I think if B minus, just B minus.
B minus.
Score above. Even though it is, I guess for me to say, oh god, it's like I couldn't even say I'm playing it, but I didn't like hate the game. It just more so came down to I just don't really like JRPGs much anymore. I mean, I recently beat FF10, but that was intentionally knowing I wanted to do the super bosses, and there was a speed up timer. And when I play these games, I mean, it's funny, my ADD apparently is really severe. When I play games, man, I am almost never just paying attention to the game. I'm constantly alt tabbing, and it's so fun. I was reading a forum. I play, Magic the Gathering Arena, and some people were like, "What do you do when people stall turns to piss you off?" I'm just like, alt tab, watch a game, like just have this corner of the screen to see, because it's just a corner of the screen when it needs you to do an input. So I just put that, and I watch tournaments, I watch videos, I watch Netflix, and I don't care. I played a guy who was intentionally the whole entire game. The game went long. I mean, usually what happens when people stall is they start stalling when they're about to die. This one guy I played this one time, he stalled the whole game, and it was a long game. It was a control matchup. So it was obvious that he didn't like step away. Sometimes people step away so their one turn is slow, and then they'll come back and say sorry, and then they'll play the rest of the game normal speed. This guy intentionally, I could see him moving, like highlighting stuff, and letting the timer run. So he played the whole game, but I played the whole game back because I was just watching something. So I was like, whatever you want to. I'm sure he beats people that way, but you're not beating me that way. I don't care. I'll just do something else while we play. So, when I'm playing these kind of games, it's when I play a game now, it's I try to play games that are more involved, more action based. I don't really play turn based that much anymore. For that, because I think they're kind of boring. If I do play them, I'm always doing something else while I'm playing them. So.
And for me, I'm just like, I want a complete experience. If you can't give that to me, then I automatically feel like it's like I shouldn't be expected to like. I always talk about with like WoW, where there's been times when I've been grinding in WoW, but I was like watching a movie at the time. Like that's not good game design. I shouldn't be expected to have something else to entertain me while I'm playing your game. Like your game is supposed to be the entertainment.
This is 100% true. Absolutely true. So, I think in this game, and there was a period in my life where I just got bored of JRPGs. I think it was when FF10 came out. Because the first time I played FF10, I barely played it. I got to play PlayStation 1 late, so I played 7, 8, 9 back to back. And then 10 came out. And I was like, I'm over this. So, and I never really truly recovered from that. I mean, every once in a while I'll replay FF7, 8. But I play those games knowing exactly what I'm going to do, and I play them very fast, right? I skip the entire story. I go for a very specific build to cheese the game or something, or whatever, right? So, but in terms of just sitting down with a new game and playing it all the way through, turn-based JRPG, I honestly can't remember the last time I've done that, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. It's just not. So this game just hit me. Maybe if I got this game, back when I was a youngling, maybe I would have wanted to finish it, but.
It's tough to say for me because I was not impressed when I played Final Fantasy VII back in 1999 or whatever that would have been.
Yeah.
Because I didn't play it when it first came out, but I played it relatively close to when it came out, and I was just like, by that point I was already into CRPGs, and I was like, this does not compare. Like, sorry, I don't care.
That's true. CRPGs are waste. I mean, yeah. When you play Fallout or Baldur's Gate and you kill a townsperson, you're like, holy crap, this game is way better than Final Fantasy. It's true though. You do realize how much more open-ended and interesting those games are. So, but, yeah. So JRPGs, I really, when I go into them now, it's just to like do some funny cheesy mechanic, maybe fight some super bosses and get through it. So
yeah, so hopefully this game has something like that. But I don't know, with the randomization, you can't be sure.
You can't be sure. You can't risk it. You can't risk putting time into this. We're talking about it like it's some disease.
You're not going to be able to get your super juiced off the bat and have a cool run.
Yeah, my exploits runs, yeah.
So I filled in this note already. Just godly art. Gameplay is literally an RM game.
I think that's fair. It's like a polished RM. I would say polished RM game because obviously it's far better than the janky garbage that people just pump out when they don't forget to remove TP and stuff like that, right? Like this game at least is polished. Polished, yeah. So.
Polished. I'll put that in parentheses.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
We did it.
I think that's everything I have to say about this, and it is an interesting journey of this game, and
Joe Mad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mad.
Sorry. Finish your comic books. I think I would read the comics maybe. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy them, but I think they would be entertaining to read.
Maybe. So don't quit your day job. It's like, oh wow, it's rude.
Like,
he's like, but I am a video game developer day job. It's like, oh, okay, we'll go back to your other day job. So.
Well, maybe you got some more learning to do now that you're trying to make something that's not some niche.
Maybe we'll have to do eventually Rune King. I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh, it's like the same game.
I think
I
it's
don't
just gonna be the same fucking game, but I don't know.
Probably. But that art though. Yeah. Oh well, we did our second in the sub series. That is this our RPGM.
Yeah, is it RPG Maker? It turns out it's not. Wow.
But it could be.
It could be.
Perfect.
All right, I guess that's it for now.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next time. Music.
Oh my god, Turtles in Time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Turtles in Time for sure.